On this week's episode, we're giving you our NBA playoff predictions, our NBA and NHL award predictions. We also get into the MLS season and the NFL Combine. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 9, season 2, Points and Penalties. For all our listeners, we'd like to remind you to please subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. For our viewers on YouTube, please be sure to subscribe to our channel by clicking the PMP button in the bottom right-hand corner of this video right here. No matter how you check out Points and Penalties, please give us a like and follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Points Penalties. Once again, my name is Josh. With me are my co-hosts Kevin, Jesse, and Peter. Kev, starting with you again. Surprise, surprise. What are you drinking tonight?
Well, I only grabbed it because when I saw the can, it had that kind of a logo going on, which was pretty cool. I didn't see the front of it and I went, ooh, that looks nice. But it's a electro tonic juniper. It's a beer with gin with some botanicals. It's an Eastbound Brewing Company. And it's sitting at a 6.1%.
Bitch.
Let's go.
I wonder what if Peter has higher.
I mean, we'll wait.
Woolly. Different. It's all right.
It tastes more like gin or beer.
You get a gin wallop to it a bit. I mean, but it has that kind of, I don't know, flowery, flavory. It was decent. It was all right. I mean,
Do you feel like taking your panties off?
No.
Not
Is
yet.
the panty remover?
No.
Just wait until after that fucking can.
That's right. Yeah.
Ask him again.
We all know
Peter.
what you wear.
Yeah. Peter, how's your beverage if it's stronger than 6.1?
It happens to be, Kev. I'm glad
Awesome.
you mentioned it. That's 7.8%. Straight out of Dildo, Newfoundland. From the Dildo Brewing Company.
What's your language?
And museum.
Museum.
Dildo Brewing Company and museum.
Oh.
It's Dildo. It's not a very big town, all right? They got a
Yeah, Newfies are
office space is
freaks.
expensive.
Wait. Is it a city, like a town museum, or is it a dildo museum?
Yeah.
Or both?
It's a museum of the town of Dildo.
Town,
What don't you
okay.
understand?
Well, I was wondering if it was... Never mind.
So it's called Donuts for Days. Donuts for Days. It is a strong beer at 7.8%, like I said. And it does not taste like donuts at all. But I don't think they really intended it to. It's a stout, and it's decent. Not bad so far. Straight out of Dildo. Why don't we go to Jesse? What are you drinking?
all right. Well, I can't call you a bitch this week, Peter.
Aha!
But you can't call me one either because we got the same percent.
Oh.
But
Oh, shit.
mine's Woodhouse Brewing. It's a double IPA, 7.8, strong beer. And it's from Toronto. So I'm going to give it a whirl right now.
I hope Josh brought the heat because we never had a tie before, and I don't know what to do in the event.
I mean, we didn't have a winner or a loser before, other than being a bitch. So.
Yeah, it's not really a winner. It's just more not being the bitch. Yosh,
Bragging rights.
are you gonna take over that spot or no?
I'm definitely not the bitch, man. Not this time around. So I got a Great Lakes Brewing. It is a double New England IPA, and it is called Robo Hop. It's got a fucking
Nice.
That's cool.
Robo Hop. Pretty cool. And I guess I take the cake this week, boys, at 8.5%. See all the bitches. We're gonna give us a girl. See how it is. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's hoppy. That is fucking nice. I like.
But how much?
Very much. All right, guys. Did you have a good week?
Bad.
Yeah,
So
it's
far.
really good.
How's baby life or father life, I should say? Pete?
Well, he is. He's got this fun new game called "Let's Stay Up All Night and Cry,"
Oh, nice.
which I'm not a huge fan of. Not my favorite game right now. But he loves it. So that's where we are.
Do you ever think that he'll be good enough to maybe win an NHL award someday?
Buddy, I hope so. Maybe he can start.
Fulfill his dreams.
I mean, I can still make it, right? I still have a chance. I'm only 32.
I
He
mean,
was like, he's gonna learn how to skate before he learns how to crawl.
Oh yeah.
oh shit.
Yeah, but it won't be this year's awards. He's a bit young still. But we are going to talk about this year's awards, at least who we think is going to win them. Starting with the Rocket.
Because we're so fucking experts.
Oh yeah, we
Biggest experts.
whatever we say. Just
Hey man, I'm pretty good at predicting whoever wins the fucking Super Bowl,
Super Bowl.
MLB.
Yeah, you are
Gonna
pretty
be
good.
the
Jess.
NBA. Like,
You are pretty good.
Might as well make it
March
3 in a
Madness, I
row.
think you got last year, which is coming up soon, by the way. March Madness.
I
bracket.
mean, some of those you're just beating us. You're not actually
Yeah,
getting it
fair
right.
no, I'm getting it right.
It's a low bar. You got the Rams right.
I got the
you got the Braves right.
Yeah. And I don't think I did good. I think I picked Gonzo and they lost in the last game last year.
Yeah, idiot.
I think you did too, Peter, didn't you?
Yeah, idiot.
I think all of us had it except for Kev, maybe, or something.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So the Rocket, the leaders right now are Austin Matthews out in front with 39 goals in 52 games. Leon Draisaitl right behind him with 38 goals, but in 56 games. Chris Kreider, 36 goals, 55 games. Ovi, 34 goals, 55 games. And Kyle Connor, 33 goals, 55 games. That's top five right now. Who do you boys think is going to take the Rocket this year?
There's no question who's taking this.
I agree.
There is no question. AM34, our boy Austin Matthews. There's just no way he doesn't win this. Wasn't he out at the beginning for like 10 games or something like that?
No, it was a week. It was 3 games, I think.
All right,
But
I thought it was
still.
a little more than that. but he had to come back to catch up and
Catch
he's
up, he
just-
did.
like, yeah, and he's still on fire. So for me, he's got this one in the bag, and there's nobody even close. Even though Draisaitl's close, he's not close.
Which is my pick because I got to be different from you guys with your stupid Leaf love. But
I mean,
I'm
these
gonna
are
go
just
with
facts,
Draisaitl.
Jesse.
Yeah,
These
these
are
are
just
facts for
facts.
sure.
yeah, it's just right now. Shit changes. Like Austin Matthews might get hurt again.
He might.
Well, yeah,
So he's
but he won't.
Draisaitl is not the best player on his team, but Matthews is. So.
I'm just kidding. We're not going back.
I was gonna say,
Wow.
really? That's a hot take.
Save that one for a different show. Holy fuck.
But yeah, I think gonna get a little tired near the end. I know, like you said, he hasn't played as many games, so he doesn't have the wear and tear, but he was hurt already. So
If
I'm
it's
more-
only 3 games, it really
I'm more
doesn't matter.
or
Yeah.
less betting on that it might happen again. He's a star player.
He wasn't even really hurt. He was recovering from surgery he had in the offseason on his
Right.
wrist. So he's fine. He's going to win. It's in the bank. Money in the bank. If you're a
Right.
betting man, bet on Austin Matthews.
I agree. I took Austin.
If you want to make some
Yes.
money, go with Draisaitl.
Yeah, exactly. For sure. Because Matthews is probably a minus 115 or something like that.
Maybe if you did it at the beginning, you'd have more.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. Okay, so on the bright side, most of us are right here, except for Jesse. Let's move on to the Hart Award, which is a little more contentious. So this, of course, is the MVP in the NHL. I'm going to go through the top 5 candidates right now. First of all is Igor Shesterkin The goaltender for the New York Rangers, he's played 36 games. He has a 27-6-3 record, very good. A 940 save percentage, really good. And a 196 goals against average, also very good. The next closest save percentage is Freddie Anderson at 928. Of course, Jesse finds that hilarious.
I think it's pretty funny too.
Didn't have that with the Leafs, did he?
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Maybe if he had some defense.
I mean, he was good for the Leafs. Maybe he did have it.
I mean, you can look at it from a head office standpoint too. Like they fucked up by letting him go and bringing in these other fucking fools.
Well, not necessarily. Maybe if he wasn't on the Hurricanes, he wouldn't be putting up these numbers.
Fair enough.
You never know. You never know. Anyway, and that's a minimum of 25 games because there are some guys who played like a game and had a shutout and have 100 save percentage. That doesn't count. Next closest goals against average is Jeremy Sweyman with the Boston Bruins at 2.03. So decently close there, a few points away from the 1.96 that Shesterkin is at. No goaltender has won the award since the 14-15 season where Carey Price won it, and he was dominant that season.
Just like last year in the playoffs.
Fuck out, Jesse. And Shesterkin, in my opinion, is probably the true MVP in terms of value to his team, because I think the New York Rangers would be crap without him. They'd probably be out of the playoffs and just a middling team. And I think he's more or less carrying that team. So in terms of value to his team, I think Shesterkin is probably the true MVP. But he's not my choice for Hart Award. We'll get to that in a bit. Number 2 on this list is Jonathan Huberdeau. In 55 games, he has 18 goals, 58 assists, and 76 points. He's leading the league in assists by quite a wide margin, I think. Next is Mcdavid, I believe. He's got 24 more points than his next closest teammate. So he is for sure the most offensive dynamic player on the Panthers. I don't think he's going to win the award either. Number 3 is Alex Ovechkin. In 55 games, he has 34 goals and 34 assists for 68 points. His production dropped off a little bit lately. In late 2021, he was probably near the top of the predictions for this award. But he slowed down a bit in his old age. But he's still well in the Hart race, and he has 16 more goals than his closest teammate. So he has a good chance of winning, but I don't think he will. Connor McDavid, 55 games, he has 29 goals and 50 assists, good for 79 points. He leads the NHL in points, and the leader in points almost always wins this award. They've won in 5 of the past 6 years, and the only one who didn't win was Connor McDavid when he lost to Taylor Hall in the, I believe that was the 17-18 season. Now his case might be hurt by having Draisaitl on the same team and performing well. I think it was the same thing when he lost. The last time he led the league in points, having that other superstar right next to Connor can tend to have a bit of a negative view on him as the Hart Award winner in some of the eyes of the voters. And finally, we get to the man who's going to win, I hope. Austin Matthews, in 52 games, he has 39 goals, 31 assists, good for 70 points. So 9 points behind McDavid for the league lead. The goals matter more, and Matthews is leading the league in goals in less games played than all of his competition. He has also taken a step forward in his defensive play this year. He is 3rd in the league in takeaways and 1st among forwards. The other 2 in front of him are defensemen. So he's put together an all-around game, both ends, 200 feet of the ice. He is going to win the Rocket. I think he deserves to win the Hart as well. I think he's having an absolute crazy year, just on fire. So Matthews is my choice. Who do you guys have?
Okay, so you just said that Connor might get a little bit hurt by having Draisaitl, but then you went and turned around and said that Matthews is going to win, and he has Marner, he has Tavares, albeit who hasn't playing great, and he has Nylander, who are all offensive superstars in the league, or at least stars. So would you not say that he takes a hit then, Austin, because of these supporting guys?
I don't think so, because they're not viewed in quite the same eye as a guy like Draisaitl. Like Draisaitl is considered a top 5 player in the league.
Right. Like I understand that Draisaitl and McDavid are like top, like you said, both top 5 guys. Yeah. And the Leafs don't have that, but 2 top 5 guys or 3 top 10 guys, if the rest are ranked that high, is pretty good too. So to me, it's it's a hypocrisy. God damn it. So I would love to say that Poppy wins it, but he doesn't, and it's gonna be fucking King Igor here.
Just I'm
just gonna call him Igor. He's just been too good, and the next guy is pretty. They're not super far down the list, the next best goalie, but far enough. And like you said, he's far and away the best player on the Rangers, and he's carrying them to what they're doing, and that's why I think he's going to win.
Yeah, I don't think he is, just because to win it as a goalie, you have to have such a dominant season. I don't think he's going to get there, but I do think you win the Vezina pretty handily. And
that was my second point. If he wins this, he clearly has to win the Vezina. So
yeah. And I think, like I said, in the true like meaning of most valuable player to your team, I think he's the guy. But I think in the way this award actually is handed out, which is the best player that year, I don't think he's going to get it. But that's just my opinion.
One thing I want to add too for Ovi, he could be under a bunch of pressure right now. There's this little thing going on over across the pond that he's having to deal with socially and whatnot. So that could definitely be part of his production drop off as of late, anyway.
Yeah, I mean that. Even though it seems like that's been going on for a really long time, it's only been like a week and a bit. So
yeah, fair enough. Well,
that's who I took. I took Ovi. I'm going to take him just because he knows how to get out of a second round, and he's won one before.
Oh, everyone's coming with the fucking blades out today.
I mean, it's too bad that I don't know if it is true or not, but in the NFL, like it doesn't matter what you do in the playoffs is what's regular season. I would assume that's the same thing for NHL.
Yeah. It's a regular season award.
So as much as a good fucking shot.
Kev's just Leafs, throwing shade. That's all.
But I don't know if it'll matter. I went with McDavid. I think this guy's unstoppable. And even with Draisaitl there, like, yeah, it could hurt his chances. I understand what you're talking about, Peter, but he is just so dominant, as we've seen already this year. He went around a few people, I believe, to score a goal, which was pretty nice. And I think he's just going to continue on and hopefully just carry this team.
The problem is, like, are they even going to make the playoffs? The Oilers? Like, that's a tough situation to put on MVP from a team that doesn't make the playoffs.
Well, and I think, although I could be very wrong saying this, I think that was a lot to do with why he lost the one year that he did. I think they might have missed the playoffs.
Which is fair to lose it if you're not making the playoffs or you're not getting the wins for your team. Mm-hmm. There's only so much you can do, but he's got to get need to get defense around. But Edmonton's need defense forever.
They need goals, I mean.
Well, that too, but it's. I think he's the one to carry them there because he's just unworldly, and he'll get his MVP.
Well, I think of all the choices here, you're probably the closest, Jesse, but you're still wrong. It's Poppy. All right, let's move on to the Calder. So the Calder race has a few. It's a good race this year as well. First being Mark Sider with the Detroit Red Wings through 56 games. He has 5 goals and 41 points. He's right in the thick of the rookie points race as a defenseman, which is outstanding. He's also been very strong defensively as a rookie D-man. So I think Moritz Seider is he's my choice here to win the Rookie of the Year. I think he has been just outstanding for the Red Wings. I hate it because they had Lidstrom not that long ago, and now they're going to have another bona fide number one D-man there, it looks like. Fuckers.
I'm shocked you didn't go with Bunting.
Yeah, I considered it, but I think we'll get to Bunting in a second.
I mean, I thought you were just going to go Leafs overload here.
I'm not just a homer, Jesse. I pick what I think is true. So on the topic of Michael Bunting, so he's played 55 games, 19 goals, 43 points, which is tied for the league in rookie scoring with Lucas Raymond. But he is barely a rookie in many ways. It's actually almost comical how close he is to not being a rookie. So there's a 25 games in a year limit. That'll be a rookie year. He played 21 last year. There's a 6 games in back-to-back years limit. So he played 21 last year. The year before that, he played 5, just about 6, but not 6, still a rookie. And your 26th birthday has to be before September 15th to exclude you from being a rookie. His 26th birthday was September 17th. So by 2 days, 1 game 2 years ago, and 4 games last year, he is still a rookie. But I think because he's so much older than the other guys, I think that'll be negatively looked upon in the rookie voting. So unless he absolutely tears it up through the stretch here, I don't think Michael Bunting is going to get the win. Next guy is Trevor Zegras. Through 51 games, he's got 15 goals and 42 points. He has the Michigan pass to Sonny Milano, which was crazy, earlier this year. And he had a Michigan goal also this year. And when I say Michigan, for those who don't know, I mean the lacrosse style, wrap it around the net and score, which Austin Matthews tried last night, by the way. Didn't work.
I love how Mitch Marner was sitting there poking at the goal. He goes, he almost had you. He almost had you.
Yeah, you got to talk shit. I think he was giving him shit too for not putting that off. And Trevor Zegras, in my opinion, was absolutely robbed at the All-Star Breakaway Challenge because he had just the craziest breakaway goal I've ever seen in that, with dodgeballs getting thrown at him, dressed up as an average Joe.
It was fucking awesome.
But he didn't win because it's not a real competition. It's just a gimmick. But he should have won. So Trevor Zegras right there in the point scoring race, 1 point behind the leaders, and having all kinds of highlights this season. Lucas Raymond, I mentioned earlier, is tied for the lead at 43 points through 56 games. He has 16 goals. But in my opinion, he's not even the best rookie on his team. So I don't think he's going to win. He's on Detroit, by the way, same as Moritz Seider.
Oh.
And the last of the top 5 here is Anton Lundell with Panthers. Through 51 games, he's got 13 goals and 38 points. So he's not quite in that top point scoring race. He's 5 points back. And he doesn't have the same goal scoring as the other guys here. But he has a plus 30 plus minus rating. The next closest of these top rookies is Bunting at plus 15. The only other positive guy is Seider at plus 1. All the other 2 guys are deep in the minus. So he's got a better two-way game, it seems, than most of the rest of these rookies. Or he's on a better line. Whatever. He's got a good plus minus. It's not
That's a crazy stat. Plus minus stat. Like what's the typical or what's the best, veteran like in the whole NHL, do you know?
It'll be a lot better than that. Like that's good.
I guess a top end defenseman, is he going to be in the hundreds, you think?
Probably not the hundreds, but like I would say like between 50 and 80 somewhere would just be a wild guess.
All right, so for the whole league, Devin Taves
Taves, yeah.
with 45.
45.
So he's not far behind.
That's pretty fucking good, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he's a forward or a defenseman?
He's a forward.
Even more impressive. For sure. But he still doesn't get my fucking pick.
Yeah,
My
fuck that
vote.
guy.
No, he doesn't get my vote. For me, I got Zegras. The Michigan is too fucking intense, and he's just anytime I've watched him, he's been amazing. You can just his handles are great, his skating ability is pretty good, and I don't know, I like watching him, and he's playing on a garbage team, in my opinion, anyway. I don't know where they are in the standings, but
Ooh, I think that takes pretty hot.
yeah.
They're
Are
doing
they up
decent
there?
this year.
Are they? All right, well, whatever. That's just my opinion, and my opinion can't be wrong.
Maybe he's carrying them.
There you
to a
go.
playoff
He's
spot.
carrying it. That's
There
right.
you go.
That's right. Best player on the team.
No, not sure either.
Oh, shit.
That would be Troy Terry, but anyway.
I'm with you there, Yosh. I think he's the best too, Zegras. That Michigan play, awesome. And he's been a part of it
Which
twice.
one?
Yeah, he's been part of it twice, right? So it's awesome to see. And he doesn't even have as many games as Bunting, so there's lots still for him to catch up here and beat this cheating rookie.
He's not cheating. He's just flirting with the line.
Borderline rookie.
It's like almost like the LTR.
That's not cheating either. Well within the rules.
Thanks for taking advantage of that this year. So far.
I took Bunting though. I had to take him. I mean, the guy's on a great line, like you said, Pete. I mean, you got Marner and you got Matthews. I mean, how can you not make that guy that much better? So that's who I took. And like you said, man, regards to his age, but his stats.
Yeah. And like Jesse, you say it must be nice, and I get your point that he's playing two absolute superstars, and you think he's just gonna get points by being a fucking like you could get points, but that's not the case. Like it's a tough line to be that third guy on because they play fast and they play skilled and they play smart, and you got to be moving, you got to be thinking, you got to be in the right place to be effective on that line. And he fits right in, so that is great to see. Zegras is a great choice. He may be like the most skilled guy in the entire NHL right now, and he's a rookie. He's just crazy good hands. But I think Mo Sider is gonna take this thing away.
Nope.
Well, at least me and Jesse are right. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Why is he gonna win? Just because he's fucking.
He's the best rookie. Like he's keeping pace with the forwards in terms of point production as a defenseman, and he's playing good defensively. That doesn't happen. He's gonna win the award. You guys are just dumb.
No. You watch. The two guys that
only
don't
plus
fucking
one.
watch hockey are gonna be right.
He's on the Red Wings. Of course, he's only plus one.
That's some weak sauce there.
But that's it for the NHL award predictions. But we're not done with award predictions. Why don't we get into what's going to happen in the NBA?
Yeah, so last week we talked about the Eastern Conference and basically the play-in. So kind of want to do the same thing this week. But for the West, so currently 7, 8, 9, 10 is the Timberwolves, the Clippers, the Lakers, and the Pelicans. And basically what you see is what you get when you look at the whole standings currently. What is there now is pretty much what I think is going to be the finish. At least the order. Obviously the number of games will be different. The only difference is that I think, and this is a bit of a hot take, but I think the Pelicans are going to leapfrog the Lakers and be a better team by the end of the season. So
I mean, it's not that hot. They're only a game.
Yeah, I was gonna say too.
All right, fair enough.
And especially with all their injuries that they'll have, so there's besides Westbrook, like
yeah, and LeBron's
probably gonna get hurt again.
they're not drawing their old age pension either. So it's
Yeah, definitely not. So anyway, Timberwolves, Clippers, Pelicans, Lakers are my bottom four. It's going to be an interesting finish though, because there is a bit of separation there between 6 and 7. But we look at the Nuggets. They're going to get Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr. back, hopefully before the playoffs. I say hopefully because Jamal Murray's Kitchener boy, so we want him to get out there and play, and hopefully he's back soon. And that's obviously going to make the Nuggets a lot better than they are right now. They're holding on just fine right now, sitting in 6. Probably won't be able to move up too much, but a playoff spot is a playoff spot, and it's not a play-in spot. And I think that they're going to be dangerous in the playoffs if both of these guys, Murray and Michael Porter Jr., can stay healthy. And then the reasoning why I thought that the Pelicans are going to win a few more games than the Lakers over the last stretch here is because Zion has been cleared to practice for the Pelicans. So I realize that it's going to take time for him to get back into game shape. But I think just having him at practice and having him there and around the clubhouse a little more is going to pump up the team a little bit more. They're going to play harder, and it's going to elevate them into the playoffs, or at least in the play-ins. And then hopefully Zion can come back in the last week or 2, 3 of the regular season here to get some reps before the playoffs to help out. That being said, I don't really think the Pelicans are going to do too much in the playoffs or the play-in that is. So if the way I've got it happens, you're going to see the T-Wolves and the Clippers play in the 7-8 game. You have the Pelicans and the Lakers in the 9-10 game. So the Clippers for me are going to win against the T-Wolves. I'm going to assume that the Clippers are pulling an LTIR situation with Kawhi, and he's just going to come back in the playoffs. He's only going to play the 20 games in the playoffs, and he'll be load management is real good for Kawhi this year.
I'm hoping because they were my pick.
So they would end up finishing 7 if they do win. Like the winner of the 7-8 game finishes in 7th to go into the playoffs. So then in the Pelicans Lakers game, I think the Lakers are going to win because it's the Lakers and it's the playoffs. And it doesn't matter how hurt they are, as long as LeBron's in there, he's probably going to win that game, even if Zion is playing it on the other side of him. Sorry, Jess, we keeping you up?
Sorry,
and so the two losers, the loser of the first game and the winner of the second game will face off the T-Wolves and the Lakers. Again, I think the Lakers are, with their experience and their geriatricness, they're still going to pull it out against the T-Wolves. So it's going to put the Clippers 7 and the Lakers as 8. I just don't think that LeBron's going to allow the Lakers to miss the playoff. They're going to make the play-in and they're going to win to make it to the playoff. So that's how I see it going down. Do you guys think I'm out to fucking lunch, or how do you guys see it?
I think you're disrespecting the T-Wolves a little bit. I don't think they're going to drop all the way from 7 straight out of the playoffs.
Okay.
I think they'll find a way to get in through that. They'll probably be in the play-in tournament like you have, but I think they'll find a way to stay in. I don't know who the odd team out is. Maybe
it would be but if it happened my way, it would be the Clippers then. So fucking yourself there. Yeah,
but then would they play the Lakers then in the play-in instead of
7 and 8 play each other, and then the winner is the 7 seed.
Right.
And,
so
and then it's 9 and 10.
So it's like double elimination if you're in the 7-8 one.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you're 8, are you?
You look confused.
If you're 8, are you out if you lose against 7?
No, you have the chance to face the winner of 9-10.
Right. So the T-Wolves could beat the Clippers, then the Clippers could beat the fucking Lakers, the Pelicans, whatever, and still be in. Yeah, I don't know. I think the T-Wolves are going to make it. That's my take on this. I don't know who the odd team out is, but
I kind of agree with Pete on this. Like, I can definitely see the Lakers obviously beating the Pelicans, but again, they got lots of playoff experience on that side.
Yeah.
But who knows if their knees and everything will hold up for a second playoff game.
Well, and if Anthony Davis can come back. Like I realized that as soon as he steps on the field, he breaks something or
On
does
the
something
field.
to himself, or field, court, whatever, same difference. But he is supposed they're supposed to be reevaluating him, you know, in the next week or so. So, you know, if he can get back and have some real load management to get to the playoffs, then that could obviously really help the Lakers too. So
Yeah, I just think it is quite the hot take to have Timberwolves fall from 7 all the way out.
I mean, they still get to
I
play
think
one game, but I just
Pardon?
think that they still get to play one game in the playoffs. I just think that Kawhi is going to come back and fucking dominate the game.
No, they play 2. Yeah, they play 2.
Yeah, they play 2.
Well, they played, yeah, but still, you got to win that first one.
But yeah, the rest of the West doesn't look anything surprising. I don't think either.
No, maybe that's the one thing that would be surprising in the beginning is how well the Grizzlies are doing. Like I would have saw them maybe at a 4-5 situation at the beginning of the year, as opposed to being the number 2 team in the West.
Or maybe the Warriors pass them and get the number 2 seed.
Yeah.
Well, the Warriors have had 1 or 2 pretty much all year, and they've just been bumped down.
Mhm.
So,
And Grizzlies have gone on a run.
Yeah, and like any of the like 4 through 6 teams could juggle, but whatever.
yeah. Well, even the Jazz could shoot up too if they get on a run. Right? The Jazz can be a pretty good.
Good,
team.
yeah.
So. All right, guys. So, rookie of the year. A few notables this year are Evan Mobley, Scotty Barnes, Kate Cunningham, Franz Wagner, and superstar Josh Giddey. I call him a superstar because he's got the same name as me. He's pretty good at basketball too.
Yeah, so because it's the name.
Yeah. That's so without going through some numbers, whatnot, I know you guys have watched some basketball and whatnot this year, and you followed it. So I just kind of want to get your opinion on who's going to win, and if you want to give us a reason why. So for me, I think it's Scotty Barnes. I think that his the combination of his offense and defense is too overpowering for any of the other potential nominees or picks here to overcome. Evan Mobley is super good at defense, but Scotty Barnes is better at offense, and Scotty Barnes is no fucking, nothing to shake a stick at defensively either. Like, he is fucking good. So I think the combination of how good he is both on offense and defense, I think that's what's going to push him to rookie of the year stardom. And I'm fucking excited for it. What do you guys think?
I'm with you on that, Yosh. I took Barnes as well. I mean, the guy, just like you said, he's got an offensive and defensive skill.
Yeah, he's the best all-around player, I think. He's like, for rookies, he's in like the top 5 for defensive and offensive stats for totals, except for assists, which he's starting to get a lot more now that Van Vliet is out. So he's stepping up his game a bit because he's got to be that guy to facilitate, and he's helping out the team. Like, they've been really bad since the All-Star, but he's been playing really well as he got like that player of the month.
Yep.
Or rookie player of the month, sorry. So he's just dominating, and it's very impressive. Like, sucked that they lost against Orlando
and Detroit.
We got swept 2 years in a row by Detroit.
Yeah, 3 out of 4, man. 3 years out of 4. Fucking swept them.
Jesus
And it's all fucking it's all Dwayne Casey.
It is. It really is.
It's the Dwayne Casey curse. Goddamn.
Yeah. He just gets his guys to play a lot harder.
Yeah. So I disagree with you guys. That
so anyway, on to the next topic.
I love me some Scotty Barnes. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think that. I think that Mobley is at least as good, and I think a little bit better as an all-around player. I think he's better defensively.
Definitely better defensively.
And I think you're throwing some shade at him if you don't think he's close offensively.
I mean, he's up there. He's up there, but he's no Scotty Barnes. I mean, let's not let's not just forget about the all-star fucking skills competition thing there for Scotty Barnes. Don't think about that. Okay. Think about all the fucking great shots.
I mean, but how clutch is he really? If he can't make that clutch shot in a clutch shooting challenge. Yeah, but no, that's I think it's gonna be Mobley. I think it's a two player race at this point. It's Barnes or Mobley.
I don't know. Cade Cunningham is coming up there.
I think he's just a scorer though. He doesn't have the all around game.
You're right. He's more of a scorer, but
or at least an offensive player.
He's an offensive player. He gets a lot of assists too. So he was supposed to be at the beginning of the year.
I'd be shocked if he wins this though. I don't think he's in this race anymore.
At this point, like he really has to turn it up to even have a real sniff. I agree with you, Peter. It's a 2-horse race.
He is turning it up though. I'm just saying
but it's got to be turned up more than
like
Scotty
he's
and
going
Evan at this point, right?
He's going from 350 to 375. He's got to go to like 500 here to get back in this race.
Yeah. You know what I'm just going to say this. I'm just going to say this. Scotty Barnes has 817 points, and Cade Cunningham has 815, and he's played 5 less games.
Well, Cade's a good scorer, but he doesn't play too much defense. He did on fucking the other night when the Raps played him at the end there. He fucking got a block. I was pissed off, but he's definitely
scoring shows up a lot too, and
it does.
But it's not everything though, right? So I've got Mobley.
It is quite a bit in basketball because you see more games that are 120 to 122 or what have you than you do 85 to 83, right? So
but it's not like he's dominating the field in terms of the rest of the rookies.
No,
like he's leading, I'm pretty sure, but I don't think he's dominating the other guys, and he doesn't have that all-around game that the other guys, Mobley and Barnes, do have.
Right, he definitely doesn't have the defensive side.
And so Mobley is leading the top rookies in I think boards and blocks, where Barnes is not leading in any category for rookies other than minutes.
No, he's not leading, but like I said, he's in the top 5 for everything rookies except for assists.
Yeah, but where's Mobley in that group? Is he not in there as well?
He's probably close to there. I wouldn't think that his assists would be as high.
They may not be, but they're probably up there.
Yeah, you might be right, but there's a lot of good assist players this year. The talent that came out of this draft is ridiculous, I find.
Yeah,
that's good for sure.
Good time to be in a top 5 pick. Played their cards perfectly that time. Anyway, I think it's going to be Mobley. You all think it's Barnes. I hope you're right, but you're not.
No, we're right. All right, guys. Next up, MVP picks. So at the last few episodes, somewhere in the last 4 or 5 episodes of season 1, obviously that was pretty early in the NBA season, and I called Steph Curry to be the MVP. He then went on a fucking tear, and it was looking like I was fucking the smartest guy in the world. He has since kind of dropped off a bit. and he's not in the top 3 right now, I would say, for MVP votes, that type thing. But I'm going to stick with my guns. And because I called it early in the season, I'm going to continue to say that Steph Curry gets the MVP. But I think that Giannis is actually going to win.
Yeah.
But like I said, Curry was phenomenal, and he still is obviously a great player. He has taken a bit of a fall as of late. Hopefully they can get this shit back together, Steph and the Warriors, because I also picked the Warriors to win the whole thing. So I need them to get going. But so that's why I'm going to stick with Curry. But I do have my gut feeling now is Giannis.
Jesse, your thoughts on that?
I definitely think Giannis is going to win this. I got the Bucks winning the whole thing, and I really like Giannis. The other guy I really like is Kev's pick. I think he's going crazy right now.
Yeah, for sure.
And like, yeah, Embiid, like he's Embiid. He's like Giannis. He does this thing kind of thing like that. But I think Giannis is just going to be better. And obviously with Harden right there, that might help him out for a bit. But who knows how long that relationship will last? And they're still trying to create chemistry. But I think it's going to be Giannis.
Okay. So you mentioned Kev's pick. Who's Kev? Who's your pick?
I got John Morant. I mean, that guy's just amazing. I mean,
Ja.
just
Ja, he's pretty good.
Ja.
just the way when I watched him take that two-hand block, where he basically was about 11 feet up in the air or more. That was just jaw-dropping to me. The guy's definitely got some hops.
Jaw-dropping or jaw-dropping?
Jaw dropping. Yeah.
Unreal.
I see what you did there, Kev. I see what you did there. Didn't even do it on purpose, but I see what you did.
No, yeah, on purpose. That's right. But no, I like it. I mean, this kid's got some good skills. I mean, that's why I took him.
Yeah. So for me, if you remember last year, probably right around this time, early days of points and penalties, I had a hot take that Embiid would win the MVP if he was out for
less than 2 weeks.
Less than 2 weeks.
Conditional.
And Jokic would win if he was out for more than 2 weeks, and he was out for I think exactly 2 weeks or something like that. So I was off by, like you said, a day.
It was a 1 day,
and blew the MVP pick by 1 day. Well, so I'm going to go back to my guns here.
Double or nothing here for Pete.
I'm going with Joel Embiid, my boy. He's going to get that MVP. It's going to happen.
No conditional.
No condition.
No condition.
It's happening.
That's funny. So, Kev, just like you were talking about Jaw there, and I kind of thought of something here quickly. You know, when we get rid of these old fuckers, the LeBrons and the Melos and the Kyle Lowrys and these older guys, even the Giannis and the Embiids and the Jokic's, they're the face now. The Currys, the KDs, those are the faces of the league. Who do you guys think is going to be the face in say 5 years?
Gotta be Morant, for sure.
Morant. See, I was thinking Luka. Like Luka Doncic is fucking amazing.
He is amazing. He is too amazing. I mean, his fadeaway is just amazing.
You know, there's I mean, obviously you got some of these new guys. I don't know if you're going to see the Evan Mobleys or Cade Cunninghams or Barnes be the face of the league, but you got Trae Young.
Yeah, it could be even players that aren't here. It could be Bronny James.
I mean, it could be
fucking Mcdavid, but
probably not.
You know, could be anybody.
My bet's Luka. 5 years. Mark it down. 5 years from now, Luka's the best player at the face of the NBA. Boom.
Yeah.
Bang.
5 years is tough. Like if you had a time machine and went back 5 years and said who's going to be the face now, but who would you say is the face now? Steph Curry, maybe.
I mean,
it's the
MVP guys, man. It's the MVP.
Embiid.
It's the Giannis. It's Embiid. It's Jokic,
Giannis is
right?
a good choice. But like Giannis 5 years ago, I bet you Giannis is not even in that conversation 5 years ago.
No. But KD probably would have been.
Oh yeah.
Right. Curry, obviously LeBron.
The bitch.
So
yeah.
Anywho. So from one MVP to another, let's get to it in just a second.
Choo choo. Our MVP this week is the Wayne train. Wayne Simmons. I know you guys love that.
That's great.
1,000 games for Wayne Simmons, the Wayne train.
Wow.
He is the fifth Black player to reach 1,000 games, following Jerome McGinley with 1,554, Mike Greer, 1,060, Trevor Daley, 1,058, Don Brashear, 1,025, and Wayne, obviously, at 1,000. So he potentially could move up really all the way to number 2 on that list.
Yep.
I could see fairly easily. I mean, he's only in his early 30s, I think, 32, 33, something like that. And yeah, another full season, and he's number 2 on that list all of a sudden, behind Jerome McGinley, who he probably won't catch. But sorry to be in the same company as Iggy. So on his 1,000th game, Simmons now has 262 goals, 259 assists for 521 points. He didn't get a goal in the 1,000th game, although it was close.
buddy, he was real close.
How close, Kev?
Oh, real fucking close.
But how?
It was like I don't want to. Yeah, it was close.
Yeah, he had,
was like
he had a good chance. He had a good chance.
Yeah, it was like a splinter of a chance.
Yeah, too bad because we needed it because we fucking lost. But anyway,
Whatever.
So Michael Bunting, fellow Scarborough native, Scarlem, according to Josh.
Yep, Scarlet Shell. At least it was back in the day.
Still is. He said, growing up in Scarborough, pretty much anyone who's a hockey fan knows about Wayne Simmons. For him to get to 1,000 games, it's unbelievable. We're all just so proud of him. There's no easy games for him and the style that he plays. So we're so happy for him. I couldn't agree more. Wayne Simmons, he doesn't have quite the scoring knack that he used to have when he was with Philly, but we are more than happy to have him on the Maple Leafs, his hometown team. And hopefully he'll help us get to that Stanley Cup. And shut up, Jesse.
Let's just work on the first round, man.
I was gonna say it if you were like slow your train there, bud.
Hey, the Wayne train keeps rolling.
Oh,
So,
fuck.
Wayne Simmons for 1,000 NHL games, quite a feat. Likely going to become number 2 on that list of Black players. Cheers to you, buddy.
Cheers to you.
Cheers.
Kev, why don't you let us know what's going on in the MLS?
Well, what's going on in the MLS is that the league also has plans of research to go to about 30 teams. The additions would be Sacramento Republic FC and St. Louis City SC. They're planning on doing this in next year, but Sacramento Republic has put on a definite hold for reasons I don't know why, but they won't be there.
Come on, Kev. You got to tell us a reason why.
There's just I don't know why.
It's
I don't know.
the impact of the coronavirus pandemic is the reason.
There you
why
go.
the
There's the
owner is
reasons
still-
why. Thanks, Jesse.
You're welcome. Got your back, bud.
Got your back.
You're the man like I had your back during the Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, thanks, bro.
Well, you picked the winner. That's what you did.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Of course.
Yeah, easy.
That's not going away, bud.
So we did have a 28th team come in, with Charlotte being that 28th team. Their crowd was huge at 74,479.
Are they called the Bobcats?
I hope they are. What are they called?
Uh,
You know what? Challenge. They're not the Bobcats.
I know. I'm not saying they are. Back off.
I think there's something to be known as context here.
so with that amount of fans, they did end up losing to LA Galaxy.
That's still a crazy amount of fans, though.
Right.
MLS,
74,000
yeah, for sure.
to an MLS game.
Yeah.
That's a fucking NFL crowd.
Yeah, no, they broke that record to a loss to the LA Galaxy.
So is that like the record for all MLS attendance ever?
Yes,
Nice. On their first game.
first game. It would have been huge if they would have won that game.
Yeah, could have done that for the fucking fans. Let's go, Charlotte. Garbage.
And like soccer teams are, Pete, there is no There is no Bobcats. They're just the
They're
Charlotte
the
FC.
FC.
Yeah.
Now with our beloved TFC here, guys, with the new head coach, Robert Frank Bradley, who also coaches his son, which we all know is Michael. With 2 games in so far, they're 0-1-1. Last year, they finished in 13th. I'm asking you guys here, do you think that with the 28 teams, where do you find Toronto finishes? Better, worse, or do they make the playoffs?
It's definitely better because like they were 13th in their conference. Like not
There's
in the
really
whole
only
league.
nowhere to go but up.
Yeah. I think once Insigne comes and joins the team and they start to pull it together, I think they're playoff bound. I think they're just going to squeak in, but I think they're playoff bound. Definitely better than last year's results.
I agree with that. I think they're definitely going to get better, but I think they'll make the playoffs once they get their superstar over here, and hopefully, like, there's only so much a striker can do for a team, but the one thing you can do is score goals, right?
Yeah, it can give like extra morale and whatnot having this, absolute fucking superstar on your team. And
I'm going to toss out a challenge. I don't think he's a striker. I could be wrong.
Well, what is he then?
I think he's a fucking winger, whatever you call it.
Midfield?
What do you call it, Pete? You got to tell us something, you fuck.
A fucking
Winger is a position.
yeah, a fucking
All right.
wing.
All right.
Yeah.
I would say
I figured that he
midfielder.
was a striker.
It says he's a forward in Serie A.
That sounds like a striker.
That would be a strike.
I don't think it is.
Yes, it is.
Pete's like, fuck, we can't lose a fucking challenge.
Should we challenge that?
Challenge. Oh shit. So okay, first off, Kev, I don't know if Coach Robert Frank Bradley is beloved, if he's new.
No, I'm saying our beloved.
Right. Oh, our beloved TFC. Sorry. I thought you meant like the fucking coach was beloved. I'm like, I don't know, man. He's brand new. And he's American because Michael Bradley is American. So so that's why I was thinking he may not be the most beloved head coach, but I see what you're saying with the TFC. So put my remove my foot now, and I will answer your question on where do you think TFC finishes. I think they do get into the playoffs. I think they finish in 7th place. So not quite squeaking in, but, in there kind of sort of comfortably, but not really comfortably. And who knows what can happen in the playoffs, right? I mean, Kev, you say it in football, and, you've said it and I've said it, referring to you any given Sunday. So any time, any playoff, anything can happen. And I think with a guy like Insigne, it could just, he could just make some magic happen and win a game, whether they should not be winning. And who knows, maybe they, obviously there's the aggregate, not surrogate, but aggregate.
Thanks, bro.
She is pregnant though. What?
Yeah. What? But so I think they finished 7th, and I maybe go out on an extra limb here. I'll say that they win their first series, I guess, if you'll call it that. Just because I'm cool like that.
Just because.
Yeah.
I just think they're going to be better. I don't think they're playoff bound, but they're definitely be better than they were last year.
Yeah.
Even with the new person that's coming in, don't matter. I don't see him being that much better.
Yeah, just chime in back on Signe. He's totally a striker, so that sucks.
Cool.
Moving on.
So with that being all completed with regards to our beloved TFC, what's going on with you there, Jesse, in regards to your combine?
All right. Well, yeah, that's the next big thing in the NFL new season for 2022 is the combine. So we got this lineman from Georgia, Jordan Davis, the big boy, plays defensive line, 341 pounds, and he ran.
That's a big boy.
Yeah, he's a big boy. He ran the 40-yard dash in 4.78 seconds at the NFL Scouting Combine.
They had him along with and a ghost person.
The simulcast with the ghost.
And just fucking flew. I mean, this guy would just blew my mind on how quick he is for his weight. Wow.
Who was the ghost person?
I don't recall. I don't know what his name was.
They were quarterbacks. It was Jameis Winston and oh shit, I can't think of the other guy now. Derek Carr.
Well, I can see I can see Derek Carr, but Winston, you would think. Well, he wasn't really known as a runner, but yeah. So he clocked at 4.78 seconds, and it's the fastest for any player over 330 pounds at the combine since 2006. And is to be believed that it's the fastest time for a player that size in the event's history. Davis later had a standing board of 10 feet and 3 inches, believed to be the record as well, over 300 pounds. And former Nebraska defensive tackle Khalil Davis ran a 4.75 40 in last year's camp. Or sorry, 2020, not last year's, it's 2022. Which was the fastest 40 for a defensive lineman who weighed in more than 300 pounds. So this guy didn't beat it, but got close to him, but he had 30 more pounds on him, or 40 more pounds on him. Among the over 30, 330 club was Auburn tackle Greg Robertson and former Memphis defensive tackle Dontari Poe, who had broken the 5-second mark in the 40 prior to Davis. Now, I remember Poe, and this shot him up the draft board when he ran this 40. It was crazy. He ended up being a first-round pick. He was not expected to be that at the beginning of this. And do you guys think that this shot Jordan Davis into the first round? I'm just going to go over a couple other guys that are going to be going first round and maybe a little bit after. But we got Michigan's Aiden Hutchinson, and he ran a 4.75. Shut up, man.
Ohio State.
Shut up. Georgia's Tavern Walker, 4.51, and Michigan's David Ojaba, 5.55, and Oregon's Kayvon Thibodeau, 5.58. 4.5.
Come on, Jesse. God damn it. You're making this slower.
Yeah, that would have been embarrassing running that. Wouldn't be on here. But do you guys think that he gets himself into the first round after this?
I think so. I do. I mean, for the guy's weight, the guy's got some speed, so he's going to get by these offensive linemen pretty decent or pretty quick, I guess. I mean, he's quick for his weight. I think he goes, like you said, Jess, because of that, just is only going to help him. It's going to push him up to the first round. I'm not saying he's going to go first, but he'll be there.
He's definitely not first.
He's definitely not going first, but
yeah, I think I think he might have been a first round pick even before this, maybe on the fringe. But I think this definitely gets him in there. I think teams are gonna have so much value on the defensive line, especially after seeing how valuable Donald was in the Super Bowl and the playoffs. And it's just such a valuable position, and to see a guy with this athleticism, I think teams are going to be salivating over this guy, and he's definitely going to go first round.
Yeah, I agree with you, Pete. I think he was a first round talent, like you said, fringe guy, last maybe 7 picks type thing in the first round. Prior to this, I think this is going to push him up, and I'm saying he's a top 20 pick here.
That's a take.
It's a take, and my guess here, I'm thinking that the Chargers are taking him. I think they have him. I think they have 17. I think for the Chargers. That's where I'm putting them at. So I think they can use the extra help on the D line, and this guy is, like you said, Pete, with that athleticism, it's It's going to be good. Pair him up with Bosa, and it's going to be good. But who knows? Who knows?
I mean, like, that's a pretty cool pick that you picked that, because Peter talked about Donald in the Super Bowl, and Brandon Staley was from the Rams the year before, and he probably misses Donald for sure. So this guy will help with that quick first step and getting up the field for sure, because like O-linemen are gonna have to deal with him, and he's gonna be quick. So and that was the thing about Poe, was he was breaking through the line too when he had that first quick step too.
And when you can do that at 300 plus pounds, you're a fucking tank, right? Like, I know that you're running against guys that are 280, 290, and some guys are even 300 on the O line, but not as nearly as much. And they're stand-up guys. Like, fuck it. That's a lot of fucking weight, a lot of power coming at you at 330 pounds at that what is it, sub 5, right? Sub 5 40 times. So that's tough, man.
Yeah, 341. Like, he's not going to be easily moved, so he might get brushed off the ball or off his spot a little bit, but he's going to be in that backfield.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't think he's going to be a top 20 pick. I had him going into Oakland, or sorry, Las Vegas now. Raiders.
Fuck, could have had a challenge there, boys.
Yeah, because they need interior guys, and I didn't think he was going to be a first round pick. Like, he was fringe for sure, but I still thought he was going to probably miss the first round. But he had an excellent combine, which is exactly what this is meant for.
Yep. For
those people to upgrade their draft status. So
now, doesn't he have more to do? Isn't there like liftings and shit like that, like bench presses, and is there more to the combine that this guy has to do besides
I'm not sure, to tell you the truth. I did not look into that, but I would be interested to see what his bench is.
Huh.
Because he's been dominating and everything else, it seems like.
I bet he's a strong fucking boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought it was like, is there multiple days for multiple positions? I thought it was all one day for each, like you guys, D linemen, linebackers, and DBs one day, or it might be DBs and wide receivers. That would make more sense.
I cannot confirm that. I don't know.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
I guess it would make sense to have the D lineman and the O lineman working at the same time. I guess they don't really do anything against each other, do they?
No, it's all.
I mean, like I'm saying, like, wouldn't there be like a vertical thing that's going on where they see all?
The vertical they've done. They've already done the vertical and the broad jump for these big boys,
right? Yeah,
the D linemen. They've done that. So, but I guess the only thing that I didn't hear, like you said, Kev, was the bench. So,
and that's where this comes more in handy than his. Like, the 40 is something to say for sure, but you want to know their strength more or less, because they're going to be getting hit constantly inside there, and you want to see if they can take it and or push people around. Either way, like that's where you want to see the number pop more or less. But I like the 40 time.
Oh, for sure. I mean, yeah, quick. You mean he's going to be off the gun real fast? Like I said, he's going to bull by these guys.
Well, and he broke the record too in the broad jump, right? Very close to it. Didn't we say that? Am I imagining things?
Yeah, he for the guys over 300 pounds.
Yeah, for big boys, yeah. Like that to me is almost more important than his 40 time. Like, that says that he's got pure power coming out of his
a lot of lower
coming out of those thunder ties.
Yeah.
And he's 41 pounds over that 300 mark too. So
yeah,
he's got a lot more weight coming at him.
Yeah, and he can move it. So that's, I don't know, he's an athletic freak, it looks like. And
for sure,
I think a team is going to be very happy when they develop that guy into the nose of a defense.
All right, boys, I got another question for you. So 6 running backs posted a 40 time in the 4.3 on Friday. Isaiah Pacheco
Pacheco
at 4.37. Peria Strong at 4.37 as well. Ty Chandler 4.38. Devontae Price 4.38. Kenny Walker the third from Michigan State. He was the guy that dominated Michigan in that game.
Yeah.
He looks like a good player. 4.38. And Bryce Hall got 4.39. So not only is this the most running backs to crack the 4.4 at a single combine since the NFL Network became tracking this in 2003, but it's more than the combined total 5 of the past 7 combines.
You imagine running a 4.39 and being the 6th running back. Just be like, come on, the fuck.
So my question to you guys is, how many running backs go in the first round, do you suppose? And I listed the last couple years of running backs going in the first round. It's not a lot because they don't last long. But there's always been one every single year. So how many do you guys think will go this year?
I mean, 0.
Really?
Yeah. I just have a feeling that there's a lot of other, there's a lot of line help offensively and defensively this year.
Yeah, defensive line is hugely stacked this year.
And I just think that although there's going to be some needs for teams, I think they have bigger needs and are going to go elsewhere.
Yeah, and running backs are always like you can find them later.
For sure.
Like King Henry was a 2nd-round pick, and then the nature of the position is just that you can
Joe
find
Mixon.
them. You can find them later, yeah.
There's a lot of guys. Jonathan Taylor was a 2nd-round pick.
Yeah. So I think there'll probably be 2 that go in the first round. I think Kenny Walker's going to be a first-round pick.
Yeah, I'm 100% on that for sure.
And probably one other guy. So I think 2 this year. But
do you know where? Do you think where? Any idea where?
Not a clue. I'm just fucking shooting in the dark here. But
see, the problem here is in the last 5 years, there's only been running backs picked in the first round. There's only been there's 4 real studs, but 2 of them are consistently injured. So really that means there's 2 studs over the last 5 years picked in the first round, in my opinion. So Jesse, you've got them listed here. So you got Clyde Edwards-Helaire, you got Josh Jacobs, Saquon, Rashad Penny, Sony Michel, Leonard Fournette, CMC, and Zeke. So for me, the only studs here are Fournette and Zeke. The other ones, of course, Saquon would be, and of course, CMC would be if they can stay on the field, but they can't. And their injuries are longer term than we've seen out of Fournette and Zeke, in my opinion.
Well, Leonard, he's been hurt before. He got hurt for a season, and
yeah, he's definitely been hurt. But
he more or less was huge this year. He wasn't really good until playoffs the year before with
playoff Lenny.
Playoff Lenny, yeah. I was going to put that in there too, but I didn't know. Everyone knew who that was. And when Christian McCaffrey, he's playing, he's awesome.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong, Travis Henry.
That was a long time ago for the Buffalo Bills.
So Henry, he finally got hurt. He was a big boy too, right? Yeah. But I still think CMC is the best running back in the league when he's healthy.
Derek, by the way, it's Derek.
Yeah, Derek. But that's what I'm just. It's tough. I get what you're saying. He's been injured the last couple of years, but he also put up one of the best years ever for running back. He's one of the. I don't know if it's only Marshall Faulk, but I know Marshall Faulk and him are one of the only guys that ever gotten 1,000 yards and 1,000 yards receiving. Sorry, 1,000 yards rushing, 1,000 yards receiving. I'm pretty sure it's just 2.
Fuck, you know what? Because I'm going to challenge and say Tomlinson's in there. LaDainian's got to be in there. Yes, LT's got to be in there. So I'm saying more than 2, and LT's my extra guy. So what I'm getting at here is that the first picking an RB first round is super, super risky because our RB is risky, period, right? The injury front is ridiculous on an RB. So all of these guys have had injury issues. I mean, Zeke hasn't had crazy injury issues, but he's out a couple games a year, right? CMC, for fuck's sakes, Peter.
So the answer real quick, you both lose. So CMC joined Roger Craig and Marshall Falk as the only players with 1,000 rushing and 1,000 receiving yards. So there's 3 guys, none of which are LaDainian Tomlinson, and it's not 2 guys. So you both lose.
Oh, fuck. Well, at least Jesse got a minus 2. Fuck.
Okay, I can see where Josh is going with this, and I'm 100%. I'm not a big fan of running backs in the first round, but sometimes they're just too hard not to go for. Like ones that changed squads around more or less was Barkley and Zeke and CMC. Like that, those are the only last ones in a couple of years that I see. Like we talked about, they've been often injured except for Zeke. Yeah, like we were talking about who you can get in the second round. There's guys there, and really only right now that's transforming a team to get like do better is the Titans, and that's Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
and like that's the only running back that's transforming a team. And when he came back, he wasn't
Taylor maybe too in for the Colts.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yep, I'd agree with that.
Yeah, like Colts are looking to get rid of Wentz for sure. Wentz didn't have a bad season. Like he if you look at like what he did, it wasn't a bad season. It just wasn't like the rest of the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And really, like if you in that Jaguar game, Taylor did nothing in the last game of the season to get into the playoffs. So obviously Wentz couldn't do anything either. But I guess you could say Taylor kind of changed a bit of the team, but they lost to the Jaguars. They're the first overall pick, and they just had to win and they've been in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, well, that's what I'm like. Like, yeah, don't go for a pick in the first round. I do think 2 will get taken, and it will be Kenny Walker and Bryce Hall.
2 of them. Kev, what do you think? How many?
3, bro.
3.
Wow.
3.
Come on, Kev.
Which 3?
Oh, dude,
none of us went with 1. You could have so easily just gone with 1.
No,
it's probably
I don't
right.
have no names. I just have a whatever. I say 3. Well, yeah, gut feeling.
All right. So my last question here for the combine is: who do you think will go number 1 overall? So number 1 overall is the Jags. I have picked my boy, Aiden Hutchinson from
where?
Michigan Wolverines. Best defensive lineman in the league. Probably the safest pick, I think, too. Because I agree. I see some other picks here, and Jags do need O-line for sure to protect Trevor Lawrence, but it's tough for me. Like O-line is tricky, whereas D-line, you're pretty much who's ever the best in the draft is going to be that guy for D-line.
Yeah, you're probably not wrong there.
So it's just a safer pick, but you can get guys in rounds below as long as you can get decent coaching, which clearly the Jags need, which they might get with Doug Peterson. But you need O-line coaching. Like the Rams weren't taking any guys. Like their biggest pick was Whitworth, right? After that, they were all low-end guys. They traded for Colbert, and it was a second-round pick that they traded for a 5th. So you can get guys.
It's not all about the Rams, Jesse.
I'm just saying you can get these guys at this is proving my point. I just got to bring up the Rams because they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, did they? I didn't know.
And they found these guys late round, and they picked up ageless wonder O-line guy, and he dominated. So like you gotta be picky. I find with O-line and with D-line, get the best guys available because those guys are just they got one mode. Rushing the passer, and that's what you go with.
Yeah. So I think they should pull a Titans circa 2016 draft, I think, and trade out of that number 1 overall slot and pick up some more picks along the way, because I don't really think there's really anyone worthy of that first overall pick.
Hey, Peter, who did they trade with?
Yeah, the Rams, I know.
The 2001 Super Bowl champs.
Yeah. I hate you, Jesse. I hate you right to your core.
I didn't bring it up. You did. I'm just saying.
I know. I mean, I can't anyway. But if they don't trade out of the pick, even though I think they should, but I hope they don't, because they're a division rival too. So I hope they don't, and they just fuck it up. But I think they're going to go with Evan Neal, straight out of Bama. Yeah, I think he'll probably fit in as their left tackle and try to protect Trevor Lawrence. I think he got sacked a bunch of times this past season, and be nice to get him a bit more protection. Maybe not worth that first overall pick though, so maybe they should try and trade out of it. But that's my pick, Evan Neal.
I agree, man. You got to take a player that's going to protect your franchise QB. That's what they're going with is Trevor Lawrence. So you got to protect him. 100% agree. Coming out of Alabama, pretty much anybody that comes out of Alabama is going to be a good player. Mine is Trent Richardson. But that's obviously on the opposite side of the ball. But and I have a little bit of hate on for Trent Richardson for another reason. First overall pick in my fantasy draft years and years and years ago, and he fucked up for me. But I think he's the right guy for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Although I would love to see Hutchinson go first, just because he's Michigan boy. But I don't think it's going to happen. I do think he's going to go number 2 to Detroit on that edge rushing. A couple other picks that I just wanted to throw out here. My 6th overall pick. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are taking hometown boy from Pitt, Kenny Pickett. And that's going to fill up, obviously Mason Rudolph is going to start the year next year, well, you would assume. But I think that Pickett is the guy in the future.
Sorry, he's a quarterback?
He's a QB, yeah. So that's where I think Pittsburgh's going. And then the next pick is probably the number 1 prospect in the draft for me, Kayvon Thibodeau. And I think he's going to end up going 7th, which should be the Bears pick. But
the Bears.
I'm pretty sure it's going to end up, I think ends up being the Giants somehow. I can't fucking remember how, but that's anyway. But he is, Thibodeau is been dubbed as the best prospect from a D-line standpoint. Obviously, Aiden Hutchinson is right there. So it's interesting to see that. And I went through a lot of mock drafts, and they have him a lot lower. But I'm not. Maybe it's been because of the he must not have been in the combine, was he? Did he not do combine workouts? Just Thibodeau.
I'm not entirely sure. I think the whole thing behind Thibodeau is that he's got a higher ceiling,
right? But
Hutchinson has the higher floor.
I was fucking looking up. Oh fuck.
so like the safe bet is Hutchinson,
right?
And then the guy that probably the only guy that could beat Hutchinson too is Thibodeau. And like, don't get me wrong, Hutchinson has a huge ceiling as well, but he's more known as a high motor guy. Just doesn't stop trying. So he doesn't have the athletic. He does have a huge athletic build, but not as big as Thibodeau.
Well, if I was going number 1 overall pick, I would be going for the highest ceiling I could find. That's just me personally.
Those guys can bust though.
They can boom or rust for sure, but that would be my philosophy. I would go for the ceiling. Even if the floor is so low that ceiling you can barely see it.
That'd be huge too, because like you guys have it both with Evan Neal going there, Michigan boy going to do a Michigan team in the 2nd overall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. I mean, he would fucking never win a fucking championship. It's coming from a Bears fan.
Hey man, some other people on this Zoom call do not have a Super Bowl.
Well, some do.
A yard away, all right, Jesse? A yard away.
I know, and before that drive, there was a 73-yard touchdown pass too.
No hard work.
Bit of challenge.
Can we get to the penalty box already? Fucking bullshit.
Oh, I haven't heard Kev's. I haven't heard
Yeah,
Oh,
Kev's.
sorry, Kev.
Jesus.
Sorry, Kev. Sorry,
It's
Kev.
all good.
Start talking
My
over
bad.
him, Kev.
My bad.
No, I
I
won't.
like all the shade you've been throwing the Leafs, though. That's been good.
I took that Kyle Hamilton just because. Saw a name, saw Kyle, and if I had a son, I was going to name him Kyle, and that's why I took him.
Well,
So
there you
this
go.
is based on who you would have named your child.
No, yeah.
Who,
If I,
who is he? What is this?
He's
guy
a
do?
safety.
A safe? Has a safety ever gone first overall?
I honestly don't know, but
I doubt it.
I don't. I'd be shocked. That's not usually the guy that goes first overall. That's for sure.
wouldn't that be something?
Well, yeah. I don't know, man. I'm thinking more like 5 or 7 for him. Like he's good. He's probably gonna go top 10. But I don't know about number 1.
Well, I'm going to toss it out there. If anyone wants to take the bait, I don't think a safety's ever gone number 1 overall. Challenge away, boys.
Fuck, I've got to do it.
Yeah.
I'm doing it.
Fuck it, I will. Fuck it, I will.
Three-way challenge.
Challenge, they have not. Just because.
That's what I said.
Right.
So what?
Well, I was say challenge they have.
Okay.
Okay, so hang on.
Pete
I'm
says they
saying a
haven't,
safety
I'm
has
gonna say they
never
haven't.
gone first overall.
And Josh and Kev are saying that there
I
has
say
been
yes.
a safety.
I say yes. Josh is wimping out. I say yes.
I don't think he is. I think he was on board. I heard a challenge. You
Yeah.
can't renege a challenge.
That's fair. That's fair. So Peter said never a safety is number 1. Right?
Right. Yeah.
You're probably right. And I probably fucked that up by agreeing or by not agreeing because I wanted to agree. But I am gonna be true to what I said because I did challenge. So I'll say that there was somebody. Hopefully,
Hopefully.
I don't know.
I doubt it, but
Ed Reed was first overall, maybe. There's no way that a safety
Your
was
best bet
first
is like
overall.
somebody in the fucking 60s or
Yeah,
something.
there's no way that there's ever been a safety. No fucking way.
While we look that up,
Yeah.
Kev, why don't you let us know who is in this week's penalty box?
we have Brittany Griner. She got arrested with drug charges coming from, well, I guess from Russia to the U.S. They went through her luggage and found some marijuana paraphernalia, as what you would put into some kind of a vape pen. This could actually put her in 10 years in jail. She has been quite the player. I mean, she's the one that dunks that we've talked about before. She plays for the Phoenix Mercury. She makes more money playing in Russia, which most of the ladies do. When the game's over here, they go back to make some more money somewhere else, which Russia's a big spot. She's 31 years old, has won Olympic golds. She's won a WNBA championship, and she's also a 7-time All-Star. With her possibly being put into jail for 10 years is definitely going to hurt her team. So I just, stupidity, I guess. I mean, it could be an oops that she had it in her luggage and didn't know, but come on, girl. I mean, wow.
Yeah, Kev, this is fucking ridiculous. Like, she's a great player in the WNBA, and now this is ridiculous for 2 reasons. First off, it's ridiculous that she tried to get over the border or over flights, whatever, with marijuana. That's just stupid. Doesn't matter where you're coming from, whether the place to or fro is against or for marijuana, legal or not. You just can't take it into another country. It's a no-brainer. So this is absolutely ridiculous that she would do this. There's no fucking way that she forgot that it was in her purse type thing or her carry-on. So, obviously she's in the box for that, but I'm also going to throw out there a little side penalty box. I'm going to throw the WNBA in the penalty box because they're not paying their ladies nearly enough money. Why do they have to go to Russia to go make $1.5 million to supplement, that income of the 200 grand that she's making in the WNBA? It's ridiculous. You have a great league in the WNBA. There's lots of followers, and basketball is huge in the US. Obviously the NBA is obviously massive. It's it's much bigger than the WNBA, of course, but they need to make this WNBA bigger, and they need to keep their ladies in the country when they're they're in the off season, so shit like this doesn't happen. They should be paying 200 grand when Russia's saying, hey, we'll pay $1.5 million. That's ridiculous.
Well, so I would throw out there that I doubt it's the WNBA that's like, they probably have some sort of salary structure that's based on revenue that they can't just choose to pay more. They pay based on what their revenue is, and their revenue must just not be there. Maybe that's partially their fault for, I don't know, bad advertising or some shit.
Marketing, yeah.
But I don't know if it's fair to just toss out that it's on the WNBA for not paying their players enough.
It'd be more or less on the owners.
But that's the WNBA.
But
right?
like you,
I don't even know. Is it even the owners, or is it?
Well, when we talk about the
It's
MLB,
the fans, really.
but when we talk about the MLB, we talk about the league being the owners, and so it's the same. That the owners are the league.
Yeah. So it's difficult to figure out on what he's saying is hard to understand. I agree with Peter. Like, we don't know the revenue stream, but even if we did, like, you have to give that out, right? So that the PA, I'm assuming there's a WNBA, NBA PA.
Yeah, probably.
That they would know this, and this is what they can get, right?
Yeah, like it's not like if you said fucking Connor McDavid, he only makes whatever he makes, $14 million a year. That's garbage. He's the best player. The league should pay him more.
Or he goes over to the KHL.
It's not up. No, but it's not up to the league to pay him more. They can't. There's a salary gap, and they have a max. He's not at the max, but
that's fair. But I mean, so you're saying that basically then, like, assuming with revenue streams, that the audience is larger in Russia for the Russia BA? Like, do you know what I mean?
You could also argue though
potentially,
that with everyone having, like, the Russian oligarchs there and everything like that. Don't want to be too political, but like,
no,
everyone has money over there too, right? So maybe they
not
just
anymore. They don't.
maybe tickets cost $1,000 worth of rubles.
That's why she was coming back. She's like, oh, there's not enough money here now. But you could argue that, like, because they get their means from wherever, right? I don't know how it's regulated there, but I doubt it's well regulated.
Still, it's been a long-standing issue with the WNBA that they do not pay the players enough. They just fined the New York Liberty because they paid extra out of their own fucking pocket to fly a chartered plane instead of fucking a regular old commercial plane for the team. They fined them a bunch of cash because you can't do that in the WNBA. But that's dumb. They're spending their own fucking money. That's like, and they don't even make that much money, right? So
but there's insurance,
an issue with the WNBA.
There's insurance issues with that. The WNBA needs more viewership, and that's the thing.
Exactly. That's the point I'm trying to get across. Like, if you want players to get paid more, you got to watch them play. You got to contribute. You got to buy tickets.
I know, but the Russians can somehow do it. And there's no way that the Russians have got a bigger fan following in their, WRB.
You never know, man. Putin says watch the WNBA. You watch the Russian WNBA.
I guess. I don't know.
On Saturday News.
Saturdays,
there's a defensive back who played safety named Gary Glick.
Gary
like
Glick
that
is my
story.
new favorite player, boys.
Would have been a fucking long ass time ago. He was drafted in 1956. First overall. God damn it.
The only
Yeah.
defensive back.
I went through it and I didn't see any, like I'm looking for S's, right? And they're going through the list. I'm like, nothing. I'm like, I gotta check this again. Then I saw DB. I'm like, oh, please. Sure enough. So I was hoping it wasn't a corner because that would have fucked Kevin and I
Fucking
royally.
Gary Glick. Apparently, he was also a quarterback and a linebacker and a running back or some shit.
Well, that's
don't
why
know.
he was drafted number
I,
one then.
I read it really quickly, but
The utility player.
he played safety in the NFL, so I just
Well, since you started that there, Pedro, carry on, sir.
Yeah, carry on with your losing ways, bud.
yeah. Let's. I'll let you know how the scores have done. So I lost on that one, and Kevin
Seems to be a
Josh-
fucking trend today for you.
Hey,
bud.
hey. Oh, hey, someone's already.
Yeah, you're only I think at -2.
Oh, that's why I was loud. I'm like, oh, he's already got 3.
Somebody's writing in my boxes.
Probably so you don't type and talk at the same time.
So we've got 3 challenges today. I'm going to start with the last one, which is: has a safety ever been drafted first overall? Yes, they have.
Yeah.
Fucking Gary Glick.
Gary.
Fuck you, Gary Glick. That's what I have to say.
That's why I didn't want to stay any near that because I knew it was like, oh, it's probably something 100 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I gambled and I lost. So I'm
you even challenged us to challenge you.
Yeah, you were trying.
I put it out there.
Let me tell you, man, I was scared to do it, but I had to go with what I said.
I didn't get a hoot.
There you go.
Whatever.
So that's a -1 for me, +1 for Kevin Josh.
You got also another -1.
Josh had another -1
With he
for
thought it was
the.
LT.
That's right, the 1,000. So the running backs that have ever had 1,000 yards receiving and rushing.
Yep.
Josh and Jesse both had a -1 on that challenge.
Yep, we did.
Jesse said there was 2. There's actually 3. Josh said the third was Ladainian Tomlinson. It was, who was it? Roger Craig. I don't even know who that is.
Another guy from yesteryear fucking us over.
I actually knew that too. I knew that he was part of it too, and I was like, who's the other guy? I couldn't remember.
Yeah, sure you did, Jesse.
He had the writers on the brain.
And the first challenge of the day was Lorenzo Insigne. I didn't think he was a striker. He certainly is. So Jesse got a point off of that one, and I lost 1. So that brings the season totals. I dropped to a +1. Still in the bottom. Kev is climbing up to a -6.
Yeah.
Jesse didn't move at all, bitch.
Was it 2 challenges, bud? I
Dave's
just
at
won one.
+5.
I know how to win them. That's the problem.
Hey, no. And Josh is also a bitch, doesn't move at all. On
Again, and 2 challenges, bud.
And stays below 0 at -2. So Jesse has pulled away as a result of today's affairs by doing nothing, really.
Peter,
That sucks.
Yosh is within 3, bud.
That's okay. I'm okay with being in the company of Yosh. If I'm in Kev's company, that's trouble.
Oh, you caught him deep on that one. I can tell.
I'm looking for something to throw
He's looking for something to throw at you.
I love you, buddy, but you're chirping my Leafs earlier today, and people don't forget. People don't forget.
Well, Kev, we're gonna stick with you because Pete's chirping you, so we gotta chirp you on your fucking bitch beer. How was your drink?
Lay it on him. Lay it on.
Actually, it was actually decent, man. I mean, the electrotonic juniper saison. This beer is dry with gin, botanicals, Eastbound Brewing Company, 6.1. Again, this is all about the can, what the can looked like. It was all pretty like, and
That looks like a transformer exploding, Kev. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty decent. It's actually a light bulb that goes on, But it was decent. I liked it.
Yeah, but the other part in the bottom, that's a transformer. I'm an electrician.
Oh yeah, that thing. Okay, yeah, sure.
So I should have thought that as well because I'm in construction. But when you said Transformer, I was like Optimus Prime.
Oh, yeah. No, that's my beer coming up, boys.
So Pedro, how was yours, sir?
Thanks, Kev. My donuts for days from Dildo Brewing Company and Museum.
Who?
Straight
From
out
where?
of Dildo, Newfoundland.
Who makes a beer that's got dildo and fucking
Who makes a
donuts in
city?
the same
Who
fucking-
makes a
Dildo
city
is the
named
name
Dildo?
of the town. It's a very real name.
You know what goes good with dildo? Donuts.
There you sell
I
donuts.
mean, it's like ring toss,
in
right? It's like
Dildo.
ring toss.
Wow. I mean, it's yeah. You don't know.
Sorry, was that outside?
No, man, everything's
Oh,
on site.
it was.
This
Oh,
time.
it's
Oh,
so it's
okay.
the plane.
T6 that
The
there
plane goes
real
all the way
quick.
up, right? So
Yeah.
18 plus.
But yeah, it's a tasty beer. I would have it again. It's a 7.8%.
So that
It,
dildo was good in your mouth then, I see.
That dildo in my mouth was fantastic. Wait, what?
Oh wow.
Boy,
Did
So
you
next
tell
week
we've
we're
had a
all
few
getting
drinks?
joke beers.
I have good news for you, boys. I stocked up a little bit. This is not my only dildo beer. You'll see.
So you're rolling with the same brewery for a few weeks in a row here? Is that what's going on? You're a kitty
got
vitty
it.
for the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Now,
And now
I'm on the dildo.
Now you're on the
buddy.
dildo. Fair enough.
Yeah. So that's my beer. It was good. I would recommend. I doubt you can get it where you are, but fuck yeah. Jesse, how was your not a bitch beer?
I mean, he's still a bitch a little bit. Medium.
I mean, my not a bitch beer was good. There's an IPA. I haven't had IPA in a while. It was a double IPA, so it was really good. Super hoppy. Yeah, solid. Thought I would have had a chance at the leaderboard for this week.
I thought so too.
Yeah,
I thought so too.
we were very wrong.
Yeah.
It was good. I've never heard of Woodhouse Brewing, so
Hmm.
I might look around for it again.
Remind us, Josh, how potent your fucking poison is today.
Well, I mean, it's potent. It's not a transformer peep, but it is a robo hop. It's a robo hop.
More than meets the.
That's right, from Great Lakes Brewery. Double New England IPA, really fucking good. I'm probably gonna go to the Lickbo this week and get more of this one. I realize I say that all the time, but this one's seriously, I'm going to get more.
He's
I enjoyed
never
it.
done it. He never
No,
done
I have.
it. Not once. Not once.
No, I have a couple times,
Challenge.
but nothing crazy.
Yeah,
He's
I'm in with that challenge.
No, I have,
Never
I have,
happened.
I have, because I've doubled up on stuff, boys.
I thought you got Chenko a couple times.
Chevchenko.
Yeah, Shevchenko.
Number
Exactly.
9.
Shevchenko 9. Exactly. That's forefathers, but we're talking about Great Lakes today, boys. Come on.
So
Anyway,
how potent is it? You still haven't told us how potent it is.
I'm just, it's
He's
He
more
hasn't got
fond
to
of
be, man.
RoboHop.
Yeah.
that's RoboHop. 8.5, man. Much larger.
That's
Much larger than this.
barely larger.
You guys definitely need to
Marginally larger.
step your game up.
Not even a full dildo's worth
Hey.
larger.
You need to step your game up because I got some heavy hitters over the next couple weeks, boys. All right.
I might have to go outside Stratford.
Just letting you know. Go outside of Stratford. God damn it, I gotta go to Kitchener. All right,
Get
guys.
some
Well,
moonshine or some shit from these farmers out here.
oh, that'd be
There
good.
we go.
Speaking of moonshine, Kev, why don't you drink Murphy's Law anymore?
Yeah, good question.
I do drink it, but just
I
not
mean,
on
out
the
of the
pod.
show. Challenge, yeah. You haven't had it since episode 31.
Yeah, I just, it's not easy to find. The best thing to do is just get it online from them. But
So it is easy to find.
yeah, I just, like I said, I just drink it at home. I just don't do it for the pod anymore because the IPAs is where it's at on this show. So,
It doesn't have to be.
No,
That just kind of happened.
Yeah, Peter's getting into the stouts. I've had plenty. I think
Yeah.
Josh is in a couple. I think you need to
I've
get
had
You,
my-
you
Yeah,
can
but no
have
seltzer,
cocktails.
I've
you
had
can
my
have
fair share. I did
wine,
11.9%.
have-
I've had a 9%, 10%. Come on, man.
You can
Now
have
Well,
water
get
if you
more.
want,
Get
but
more into
we'll
you.
relentlessly
My
chirp you about
God.
it.
I probably have more beers at the start of the show than any of you guys combined.
Yeah, but they're clear 2.0s. So are they really?
Oh shit! Yeah. So every 3 beers is 1.
I say that, but I actually like clear 2.0 too. But I can't help but
Bitch in the
chirp it.
midst.
I mean, they're okay when it's really, 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 really hot out and you need some water.
Yeah, they're meant for
Dehydrated.
hydration.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right. So I think that's going to do it, boys. What do you think? Should we wrap her up?
Give
I
her a
think
whirl.
so.
All right.
It was a good show.
It was a good show. We laughed a lot, especially in the second half.
Weird how that works.
Well, yeah, funny how that worked. All right. So everyone here, Jesse, Kevin, Peter, myself, Yosh, the Points Penalties, we'd like to thank you for listening. Please subscribe on YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts, right down here. I know you can do it. Oh, yeah. Give us a subscribe wherever you listen to us on the audio thing, whether it's
Josh is drunk. Yeah.
could be Spotify, could be Apple Podcasts, could be Google Podcasts. Give us a like and follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Points Penalties. And until next week,
Stay out of the penalty
box.